You're listening to the Back Home Network, presented by Homefield Apparel. And welcome, Hoosier fans, to this week's edition of Assembly Call Radio, where each week we discuss the most important topics in the world of Indiana basketball. This is our 304th edition of Assembly Call Radio, and it is our 961st episode overall of the Assembly Call, recorded on the evening of August 17th, 2023. I am your host, Jerod Morris. And let's begin this edition of the Assembly Call how we begin every edition of the Assembly Call, and that is with our Hoosier Proud banner moment.
And Indiana is the national champion.
When it comes down, Indiana will be champion.
Smart takes the shot.
The Hoosiers have won the national championship.
This week's banner moment occurred on Monday when the matchups were announced for the Empire Classic, which will take place in New York City at Madison Square Garden on November 19th and 20th. The four teams in the Empire Classic are Indiana, Texas, Louisville, and UConn. It's an excellent non-conference showcase for Indiana, playing on a national stage with other national basketball brands in an iconic arena where Mike Woodson had success with the Knicks. But ever since the event was announced, I was a little worried about the potential matchups. With Auburn and Kansas as the only other two marquee opponents on the non-conference schedule, Indiana really needs to get two quality matchups out of the Empire Classic. And Louisville's swift fall from grace under Kenny Payne put that at risk, especially with the natural temptation to guarantee an Indiana-Louisville matchup in round one because of its potential regional appeal. But the ideal scenario for Indiana, especially as it relates to building its NCAA tournament resume, is to play the other two teams, both of whom are currently in the top 20 in Gary Parrish's latest offseason top 25-1. UConn is number 8 and Texas is number 20. Indiana doesn't quite make the cut for Parrish, and Louisville ostensibly isn't even close, especially with this week's news that highly regarded freshman point guard Trenton Flowers is bouncing to Australia for the season. Well, the matchups were announced on Monday, and it couldn't have been better for Indiana, with the Hoosiers matched up against UConn in Game 1, guaranteeing a matchup against a preseason top 10 team. The Hoosiers will then play the winner of Texas-Louisville the following day. If both of those teams are who we think they are, and if Indiana can topple UConn in the opener, the Hoosiers may well get their two marquee games against UConn and Texas. That should help Indiana's non-conference strength of schedule while giving the Hoosiers important opportunities for quality wins without the risk of a bad loss to Kenny Payne's crew. Now, nothing is guaranteed, so we'll have to see how good UConn and Texas actually are and if Louisville continues to struggle. But based on the best preseason projections we have right now, the Empire Classic draw couldn't have been more advantageous for an Indiana program that is looking to take yet another big step back toward national relevancy in Mike Woodson's third season. All right, now let me introduce my co-host this week. Andy and Ryan are both off, but we do have some special guests. They're going to liven up tonight's episode. First, though, let me introduce my co-host. He is a longtime high school basketball coach in the state of Indiana, one of the world's most renowned bracketologists, as a leader of Delphi bracketology, and a man who knows how to celebrate an epic win over your rival.
Shafino!
That's right, it's the coach.
He remembers the days when a movie cost $1. Heaven help you if you ever decide to pop your collar. Play hard, but remember, fake hustle is a crime. He's the coach and it's Tonsoni time.
Coach, it is Tonsoni time. What's on your mind?
Well, you know, I don't like off-season videos and workout videos, but one came across social media today which showed Mbako raising up and draining the three off the dribble, which Indiana needs scoring, and they need outside shooting. And so that kind of made the old coach happy to kind of see that and maybe put to bed a little bit of those fears of the 3 or the 4. Can't wait to see that young man play for real coming up here in early November. The schedule, I think that's a great schedule for Indiana. You win that first one, you're guaranteed 2 good ones. And even if you lose, I know Louisville's going to be down, and what they do will end up affecting the net and all of that kind of stuff. But you have 4 Power 5 games, and the schedule, we'll talk about that in a preview later. even the other games are better scheduled as far as potential helping Indiana's strength of schedule. And last, shout out to Forrest Gray. Met him last year, birthday today. Always good to interact with quality people. I wish him nothing but the best today. And hoping I don't embarrass myself in segment 2, Bob Thompson is the favorite, betting favorite on DraftKings. So get your bets in early.
Dude, we're probably not that far from being able to bet on things like that at DraftKings. You can bet on everything else these days. And who are you? Talking about an off-season video. What's going on, Coach?
That got me excited. I tell you.
All right, and also here with us, making his obligatory off-season appearance, he is the man behind the popular IU Artifacts Twitter account, the owner of one of the greatest personal collections of IU memorabilia in the world, and now the recently named coordinator of sports memorabilia collections for Indiana University. Ladies and gentlemen, you know him. It's Chris Williams. Here with us tonight for trivia night, just kind of showing off a little bit with just an incredible background back there. That's why we love having Chris on. Chris, what's on your mind this week?
Well, it's that time of year where we start to speculate about the upcoming season, and the big announcement about UConn puts a lot of, pump a little bit more gas in the pedal in the season. And I'm, you start to see the guys are on campus, and, when you get to do your job on a Friday afternoon and, there's Alan Henderson and you get to go chat with him. And then, there's Calbert Chaney and you get to go chat with him. And those kinds of things are, it's a fun time to be in Bloomington right now with Calbert back. And there's a lot of question marks about the season, a lot of turnover with the personnel and a lot of new guys coming in, but, kind of looking at the schedule, if we can do some damage in New York, and then we got some great matchups. The one in Atlanta is obviously going to be a big one, but I'm circling that Kansas game. I'm really pumped up for that one. It's been almost 30 years since Kansas, unless I'm mistaken, was in Bloomington, 1994. Yeah. So that one's going to be a big one. That one's, I know, is on everybody's mind, but similar to Coach, the Mbako video was, really made my day and pumped me up. But I'm anxious to see, what's going to happen with the shooting, and it's a new season. There's a lot of what ifs and what's going to happen, and yeah, things are looking good in Bloomington, and the students are back, so it's pretty lively right now.
Just casually name dropping, seeing Alan Henderson and Calbert Chaney. Like, if you were trying to make me jealous that I don't live in Bloomington, you're doing a great job. I mean, I always feel that way, but
I have to tell you this: if anybody saw the picture that Alan posted on Instagram and Twitter, if you zoom in, I'm photobombing him in the top left corner because I was just about to meet him to talk about some stuff with him. So you can literally see me, and I told him later I apologize because my ugly face is in your photo. So if you zoom in, you can see me, and it was not intended for that to happen. But could not be a nicer guy, Alan Henderson, by the way. And
also makes a great bourbon, I can say firsthand.
Yes, I have picked up the Bullock's Burnt Orange whiskey. I would highly recommend that, and I know his wife has her own line of non-alcoholic beverages that are doing quite well too. So forever the entrepreneur, the Hendersons are.
So I was able to get a bottle of that, and of course it's autographed, and and I was kind of waiting for a special occasion to drink some of it. But I put it up in our liquor cabinet where we have some other stuff, and we had some people over, and my wife decided that she was going to mix some drinks, and I didn't know this, of course, at the time. But I came out a little while later, and the bottle's like half gone. I'm like, "What did you do?" She mixed it with this grapefruit juice for her and her friends and loved it. Said it was delicious. She was like, "I didn't know that it was a special bottle." And I was like, "Well, yeah, I probably should have mentioned something when I put it up there." So that's really my fault. But more of the story, she loved it. So even if you're not really a bourbon drinker, it is good for someone who isn't even a big bourbon drinker. So I've heard nothing but good things about it. But hey, before we jump in to talking about home field apparel and Hoosier Headlines, I want to learn a little bit more about your new position and what you're going to be doing and kind of what inspired that, because I think it's such a great idea for a school like Indiana.
First of all, I'm extremely lucky to do it. It's a part-time position, so I'm still a teacher by trade. I teach middle school here in Bloomington, and so like many of us went to the Kansas game in December, saw their tremendous setup they have at Allen Fieldhouse. If you've never been there, you've got to go to a game. I still am in awe of that whole experience. It's a great place to watch a game. But I thought to myself, we have the history, we have the lore, we have the prestige of our program, and we can do something like that here, definitely. So I wrote up a proposal, had the opportunity to meet with some people with athletics, and was, everything worked out. I'm extremely lucky, extremely grateful for IU for giving me the opportunity to do this. And so basically what we're doing is, evaluating our inventory that we have in terms of historic items for all different sports, and re-envisioning how we're going to showcase that. So we have some great things in the works in Hinkey Hall of Champions. We have some great things in the works to kind of tweak some things in Cook Hall, especially to highlight our recent success with Trace Jackson Davis and Jalen Hood-Schifino.
Nice.
And obviously wanting to do more to highlight the tremendous women's program and the recent tremendous success they've had. So we're going to be doing a lot of that as well. And, doing some stuff in Assembly Hall. I kind of pitched an idea of doing something about the history of Assembly Hall that includes the early seasons under Coach Knight, and obviously it coincides with the first season in Assembly Hall, but also the culture, the music, the political visitors, like a little bit of everything. And there's just so much that's happened in Assembly Hall. Like Elvis Presley had one of his last concerts in Assembly Hall. So,
really?
like I said,
didn't know that.
Yeah, he did, 1977. So,
wow.
I'm really excited. Like I said, it's the opportunity has been tremendous, and I'm extremely lucky to have this opportunity. And I'm anxious to get started with some of these projects to really showcase our history. And we have some great ideas coming up, especially with Olympians that we want to do. And so, I get giddy really every time I get to go in there and do things. And I've met some great people and got to talk to just some people that are very supportive and really are supportive of what we're trying to do. And so it's been a great experience. So I'm really looking forward to continuing that.
If someone listening to this happens to have stuff that would be, useful to display for something like that, what's the best thing for them to do? Reach out to you directly?
Yeah, they can reach out to me. My contact information is on the IU Athletics directory. My ginormous forehead with the lack of hair is blinding you on that picture. You can find it quite easily. But yeah, you can send me an email. I've started to kind of try to network more with that, especially with former athletes. We had a great reunion here in May, honoring 50 plus years of IU soccer as a varsity sport.
Oh, wow.
And we really tried to put the word out to those athletes to save what they have, and if they want it to be taken care of and remembered and documented and protected, they can send it to IU. And so, yeah, they can contact me directly. We're always looking for items that we can use to kind of showcase, like I said, and it doesn't, we're trying to expand obviously across all the sports that we have at IU. It's not just a focus on just football or basketball or swimming or soccer. We want to bring everything in. One of the coolest things I found is I don't know the correct term, but headgear for wrestling from the 1930s that has this really cool old insignia logo on it. And I'd love to do something with that. And you find all these great things and you're wanting to see how we can use it. And more than anything, make sure that we're saving what needs to be saved and what doesn't need to be saved, we can make room for. So that's really what's been so fun about it. And like I said, I can't say enough how lucky I am to do this, because it's like a dream job. It really is.
I mean, if anybody was born for a job, or if anybody has earned a job, I can't imagine a better fit than you doing this. That's so great, man. And I'm so glad the university is taking it seriously and, is putting someone like you in charge of this, because we do have such a rich history, and let's display it. It's powerful. So yeah. I love it. I'm very excited about it. Very excited. Well, cool. Well, if you have anything questions, or if you have stuff that you think might be useful, get in touch with Chris. If you don't know how to get in touch with him, get in touch with me, and I will forward it to Chris. So either way, we will make sure that he gets it. All right, gentlemen, so we have something fun planned for tonight. We're going to hit a few Hoosier headlines. There's a couple things that we need to talk about here right off the top. But then once we get to segment 2, we are doing IU basketball trivia. So Chris has handcrafted 20 trivia questions for us. And Chris, can you confirm, are these trivia questions from the Assembly Call era, quote unquote, from 2011 to now, or did you go all the way back in time?
No, I stuck with your suggestion. So I would say 99% of what we're going to be asking is related specifically to this era from 2011-12 season to present. Maybe a throwback or two, but it's definitely going to be questions that very much connect to this era.
Nice. So we're going to be doing that and competing for trivia supremacy. And it won't just be me and Coach, but Ryan and Andy couldn't be here. And so we wanted some other folks to step up. And we had a bunch of community members who, they nominated each other. And a couple of them were chosen at random. But Bob Thompson, who does all of our music, will be here. And Valerie Elliott as well, with her husband Jim, I believe, too. So they're going to join us here in segment 2. But we got a couple things to do before we get to that. And so let's do that now. Let's talk about our presenting sponsor.
Home field apparel, wear one for the team.
This edition of Assembly Call Radio, just like all shows on the Back Home Network, presented by our friends at Home Field Apparel, where they have the largest collection of vintage IU apparel that you will find anywhere. And if you haven't been to Home Field Apparel's website yet, I don't know exactly what you've been doing. Maybe this is your first time listening to the show, but you really need to make sure that you go there, because us describing the items, it doesn't really do it justice. Like, some of the logos that they've brought back are so interesting and so unique and kind of a callback to a bygone era in many ways. But they really kind of capture the essence of the different schools. And what I love about Home Field Apparel is the respect that they have for the history and the traditions of these colleges and universities. You can see those in the descriptions that are written, which really tell the story behind the items. And then, it is an apparel company, so the actual, garments that things are printed on are important. And whether it's T-shirts, long sleeves, hoodies, crew necks, whatever it is, it's comfortable. The colors are nice. It's high quality stuff. And they're a high quality company. We've been working with them now for 6 years, 7 years, have loved every minute of it. They came up through the Kelley School of Business. They employ a bunch of people in Indianapolis, good people, good products. That's why we so fervently support them, and we hope that you will too. So go to their website, homefieldapparel.com. The promo code is new. Use the promo code HOME23 to get 15% off your first order. That's promo code HOME23 for 15% off. Wear one for the team. All right, guys, just a few headlines to get through. We had a little bit of recruiting news, a couple of visits set up. These are unofficial visits for players in the class of 2025, but Jalen Harrelson and Malachi Moreno, 2 big targets in the class of 2025. They are scheduled to come visit on September 2nd, which is the same weekend that Jalen Hood-Schifino is hosting his basketball camp in Bloomington. So when you see Adam Howard and other people on there talking about how that's going to be a big weekend, that is why. And then, of course, the weekend following that is when Liam McNeely and Derek Queen will be making their official visits to Bloomington. So that is happening. Tickets for the Indiana-Auburn game go on sale Friday. So we're recording this Thursday night. Tomorrow, if you're listening to us now, but they are on sale Friday. I know there was a bit of a mix-up. People thought they were going to go on sale earlier this week. That didn't happen, but they are supposed to go on sale Friday. You've got the news of Yogi Ferrell and Noah Vonleh reuniting in China with the Shanghai Sharks, so that is exciting. Always nice to see former Hoosiers getting professional opportunities. So those are kind of the good Hoosier headlines. Unfortunately, we had 2 kind of bad Hoosier headlines this week. One is about Race Thompson, who revealed on Instagram that he injured his leg again a couple months back. Had the opportunity to play in the summer league with the Knicks. I don't think he actually appeared at any games. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think because of that knee injury. So he's on the mend before embarking on his pro career overseas. So obviously we wish him nothing but the best and a speedy recovery. The amount of injuries that guy has gone through, he has gotten more than his share. And so hopefully he can get through this one go have a long professional career. And then the other one that we want to discuss is Ja'Kai Newton, Indiana's incoming freshman, who has been dealing with the aftermath of a knee injury and procedure that he had back in high school. He underwent a procedure, and the way that Indiana termed this was to treat a pre-existing injury. There's no timetable for his return. So, I've talked to a few people who aren't ruling out that he'll be able to play this year. I know everybody kind of immediately jumped to, well, he's probably going to redshirt, and he may, and that may end up being in his best interest. But there are some people who think, there's still a chance, once he recovers from this, and there's still a long time before the season, that he may well be able to get on the court next year. We'll just have to wait and see. Obviously, we were kind of questioning that before, Coach. This news doesn't give you, a whole lot of kind of warm and fuzzy feelings about his availability, but Ja'Kai is such a talented guy, is such a good athlete. I think we all agree, be cautious, do whatever it takes to kind of repair whatever's wrong and give him the chance to get back to full strength, because he's a guy that a lot of people have really high hopes for. But obviously, like everybody else, was disappointed to see the news that he needed to go under the knife again.
Yeah, injuries are the thing that can just throw a dagger into any season, any player, any team. But then you got to look at it as an opportunity. Get healthy, good doctors, monitoring trainers, strength coaches that can really rehabilitate that. At our high school, we don't have that. We have trainers who can diagnose things, but there are professionals here at Indiana. Get healthy, and then have an opportunity to start learning. If you have to sit out some practices or delay the start of your physical work, there's a lot of things you can do in film room, and I'm sure the coaching staff and Ja'Kai will find a way to get better. If he can get back on the court and we can find a spot for him, then let's play him. If not, then you have the red shirt. And so you don't wallow in it. It is what it is, and you tackle it as a staff and as a player, and that's where teammates come into play too. Is teammates got to be supportive of a young man who is really excited to be here as a freshman. So there's a lot of things to take care of Ja'Kai besides just the surgery and the rehab, and I'm sure that he will be okay, and we'll see him as soon as he can be cleared.
Yep. Chris, before we move on to segment 2, I'm just curious, since you're kind of there in Bloomington, in and around the program, any observations that you've had in the last few weeks with the new guys on campus, like, hey, Kalel's bigger than I thought, or this, that, like just anything that
oh, he's big. Yeah, he's large. I'll tell you, I've been in Cook Hall quite a bit. I was in the Cook Hall a lot over the summer, and you hear this all the time, but I think it's something that I like and I appreciate about the current status of our program is the kids are nice. They're nice kids.
Yeah.
My kids went to Woodson's camp, and they had nothing but great things to say. And it's Malik Renew is infamous for being such a genuinely nice person. But Gabe Cupps, great kid, super friendly, super outgoing, super personable. Malik looks twice as big as he did last year. I think that photo that Cliff Marshall put on Twitter is no joke.
A lot of us look twice as big as last year. Hopefully it's the right.
That's true. Yeah. And this is, but not all of us lose the body fat like he did. But yeah, that's the thing. There you go. So, but I think, I'll tell you this. Peyton Sparks is a man amongst boys. I will just say that. I think we all kind of saw him coming in being that, junkyard kind of beat him up inside the paint. The guy has to wear a XX jersey. Even Trace didn't have to wear a XX jersey. The fact that, we have guys like someone like that who has the shoulders that are as big as it's just incredible. And so you look at him in person, he's just tremendously huge. And the cool thing is that, I do some work down in the lower level of Assembly Hall, and several times I'll walk across the floor area, and he's in there shooting hoops with Coach Walsh, and he's in there doing rebounding with Coach Walsh, and he's in there shooting free throws. And so I think, a kid like that is going to put in the time and is going to put in the effort, and I think he'll get rewarded with the playing time that he should get. So I'm excited about him.
I feel like people are sleeping on him a little bit.
I think I think it's a big mistake, and I think that it's going to
He's going to win games for Indiana.
Yeah, I think I'm really big on this. I'm really big on him, especially during Big Ten play. It'll be interesting to see how the adjustment is from MAC conference to Big Ten, but he has the body fit for it. He is the prototypical Big Ten classic big man. And I think having somebody like that coming off the bench with the depth that we have with Malik and Kalel at the 4 and the 5 is just going to be really interesting to see how he plugs in there. And then you have a guy named like Anthony Walker, who another one who's going to be, it'll be interesting to see where he fits on the floor, but another big man that, again, a very genuinely nice person. The staff is, again, they seem very high on him as a personable person and as a player who can definitely, do what he needs to do and add the minutes and find his role in the team. But I think overall, it's going to be an interesting year, but I think my biggest thing is just what Peyton Sparks is going to bring, and I'm really excited to see him.
And I think it'll show up on the floor. But, Coach, one of the things I love, if we kind of look at Mbako, Renew, and Ware as kind of the starting 3, 4, 5, at least the most talented guys, I love knowing that in practice they're going up against Caleb Banks, Anthony Walker, and Peyton Sparks, who are talented, and especially with Walker and Sparks, experienced, big guys. Like, there aren't going to be any off days in practice for Mbako, Ware, and Renew, or those guys will come eat their lunch. And I think that's going to make everybody better in the front court anyway.
That's a key to roster construction as well, that a lot of times, pundits don't talk about. You talk about coming in and subbing in, foul trouble and all that, but if you have a deep roster of athletes and length, that's what you go against when you're going to play UConn. That's what you're going to go against when you're playing Michigan State. Sometimes it's hard to replicate even at the college level with if you only have 5 or 6 dudes, and because then the other guys you're playing against aren't good. That is an absolute truth that they're gonna battle. And when you mix it up too, it's good to mix up 1s and 2s at times. But yeah, the roster construction has improved as far as the talent and length, and we just want to see how that all fits together. But it's headed in the right direction for sure.
And Chris, with an excellent note, you would be the one to correct me on this, since I forgot to add this. Why don't you let us know the other Hoosier headline that I totally slipped my mind when I was putting this together? But we should definitely.
Yeah. So the latest IU Hall of Fame class was announced. Alexi Carroll, tremendous soccer player. One of my good friends from college, Christina Lucas, who was an Olympic diver, 2-time Olympic diver, and multiple national champion. And then the big headline is George McGinnis, who played one season at IU, 1970-71 season, averaged 29.9 points per game. And he's going to have his day now as a member, newest member of the IU Hall of Fame class. So pretty big deal, I think, for that.
Absolutely. Very deserving, all of them. Congratulations to all of them on making the Hall of Fame. Okay, coming up here on Assembly Call Radio, as we mentioned, it's trivia time. Chris has come up with 20 questions. We have a couple of community members here with us. Andy and Ryan were not bold enough to take the challenge, but Coach and I are. Actually, they had other stuff going on, but that's okay. But stick with us. We're going to do trivia next. That's the wrong answer.
Oh.
I forget who the others were.
Hello, Quang.
Okay, let's bring Valerie and Jim and Bob up here.
Hey.
And let's do some audio checks here. Bob, let's check your audio real quick. Make sure everything is good.
Check. 1, 2. Sounds, voice. Do you hear me?
The microphone? I can't tell if it's.
It
sounds
should
like
be.
It sounds like the computer, maybe.
Yeah.
Sounds like the computer. Let me see if I can.
Yeah, just see if the right one's selected. That happens to me all the time. And then Valerie, who brought a ringer in here, and Jim. They got 2 people to answer these questions.
No,
they got the logger.
He's not gonna.
They got. Oh man.
How is that? Do you like the Hoosier lager?
I'm not a lager fan. It's okay.
Okay.
But
But anything coming out of a can that looks like that has to taste good. I mean, or at least is enjoyable to drink.
It's a lot darker than say your Coors or Budweiser.
Yeah.
So it's got a little more flavor.
It's not bad.
It's okay.
That's good.
Is this any better, Jerod? Is this any different?
It's no different. I mean, like, it's fine. We can definitely use it that way. It's just not giving me the rich Bob Thompson voice audio that I'm used to.
Well,
So yeah, it may just be the mic's either not on or StreamYard's not picking it up.
maybe.
But
Did
anyway.
you check in StreamYard?
I'm
Sometimes mine kicks off to another mic in StreamYard.
looking at
No.
StreamYard. It's telling me it's what it's supposed to be, but
Okay.
I don't know what else I can do. So I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Like,
No, keep it there. It sounds fine.
Is this different? Like, does it sound
No,
like it's even worse?
It's the same. Yeah,
Okay,
so it's
so-
picking up.
It must just
not
be
picking up the
bypassing
mic.
this for some reason. All right, I don't know how to fix it, so I'm not going to waste your time.
That's okay. We've all heard your beautiful dulcet tones on all the
Okay.
songs. So we know what you sound like.
I'll just let you pretend.
Okay, so you guys all have like paper or a dry erase board to answer questions on?
Yep.
Okay. Very good. Okay, so we'll start segment 2. I'll, kind of introduce both of you and ask a couple questions, and then Chris will embarrass us all with questions that we probably can't answer. So here,
I think I'm gonna have it'll be a lot of pressure on me. We'll see how it goes.
Coach just has Shafino written out. Okay, here we go. Let's go to segment 2.
Hi, it's Thomas Bryant. What's the only thing better than being Kentucky in the NCAA tournament? Celebrating it with friends afterwards. Join Jerod, Andy, Ryan, and Coach after every IU basketball game. Go Hoosiers.
Thank you, Thomas, and welcome back to Assembly Call Radio. I am Jerod Morris here with the coach, Brian Tonsoni, and Chris Williams, and a couple of special guests who are here to join us for our fun trivia session. And we'll get to the rules of trivia here in just a second, but I want to introduce our guests. We have a musician and a former music librarian, right? Valerie, is that a correct description of your background?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have Valerie Elliott, her husband Jim, both here with us. Jim, if you are listening on the podcast, is wearing the shirt of the silhouette of Bob Knight throwing the chair. So we definitely support that. Valerie, give us real quick kind of your background as an Indiana fan. How long you've been going to games and kind of what got you into it?
Well, my family was the last family to get a color TV in the big rural Indiana city of Lagodi. So I remember spending lots of hours down in our family room watching IU play in black and white. So, the earliest player I can remember is Kent Benson. That name is embedded in my mind. I actually did not go to IU for my undergraduate because, well, I was from a city of 2,800 people and IU was kind of intimidating to me, but I did do my graduate degree at IU and I was there in 1987. My parents were
Good time to be there.
Yes. It was funny when I was walking to the library the next day and there was a dumpster that had "Key Smart for President" spray painted on it.
That was probably Coach.
Yeah, it was in yellow. Do you have that yellow spray? My family wasn't very well to do, so I didn't actually go to my first game until I was married.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like now that I have season tickets, I just relish every time I'm in there. I mean, we are there when the doors open, and I am there for every bit of it. And I mean, we stay till the band quits playing. You know, they play the one song when they win, and then they play the alma mater when they lose. You know, I'm there for the whole thing. So I just eat it up because, you know, I didn't get that experience as a kid. I did last year. I surprised my mom she's in a wheelchair, and I got handicapped seating, and I took her to Assembly Hall at 83.
That's great.
And took my dad, who is now 90. Dad's been there a couple of times, but yeah, my mom was right behind the tuba. So, but yeah, I've been a fan for a long, long time, and
That's
it's
great.
just I grew up in a small town. There is no football. There is basketball. That is it. And that's what I know.
That's how we do it.
And every game, everybody went to the basketball game. And I was even so into it. I went on the fan bus to the away games. And to add to it, I watched 3 years of Larry Bird playing basketball. So, yeah, that's how close I lived to Springs Valley.
And who are you supporting with your T-shirt? Is that an X shirt?
X, yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is he would you claim him as your favorite player on the current team? Is that the fan club that you're a part of this year?
No.
Who is it?
I'm 100% Trey Galloway.
Trey, okay.
Yeah.
You and Coach Marlowe.
Yeah.
The Trey Galloway.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, I'm glad that you both could join us. And we'll see. You guys have 2 people here to answer these questions.
Oh, he's just here for.
I know nothing.
All right. And also with us, our next guest actually has intro music. And he made the intro music himself. So here we go. Intro music to introduce the great Bob Thompson.
Bob's the kind of man who'll write a song even if it's only played one time. One time. He is that man.
You never disappoint, Bob. Never.
Thank you.
All the songs are wonderful. How are you, man?
I'm good. I'm tired. I've got an 8-week-old. There you go. Evidence. I'm tired.
8 week. You sound like the dad of an 8-week-old.
I do, but I'm very excited to be here. I was very excited to get chosen and very happy to be here.
Absolutely. So, how about for you as you look at the current team? Who's kind of your favorite player of the current group?
I think I'd have to say Trey. I think I'm very intrigued by the new pieces, specifically Khalil Ware. Like, I think his underperformance last year could just keep us from understanding how impactful he could be this year if he realizes his potential. But Trey's a known commodity, and it's all the stuff you want in a player, all the intangibles, all the hustle. So he's got my top spot.
Very nice. Everybody loves Trey. Everybody loves Trey. All right, so let's hop into trivia here. And let me just lay out the ground rules real quick so that we are all clear. Chris has 20 questions for kind of the main round, and then a final round question. Chris, how are you envisioning that? As kind of a tiebreaker type? Is there a way to get multiple points out of that, or should we just weight it a little heavier?
It's one of those where you're gonna have to rank in order multiple components, and I think it's just going to be how accurate somebody is in ranking those. So
okay. So we'll see if there's like a tie at the end, then we'll figure out maybe how we have to use that. But there's going to be 20 questions. We'll do about 20 to 25 seconds to answer. And we will write our answers on either a piece of paper or a dry erase board and then hold them up. So that way we don't have to deal with the awkwardness of trying to buzz in or see who had their hand up first, all of that stuff. Whoever answers the most questions correctly wins. And the winner, I have a Home Field Apparel gift card that I got for one of their recent promotions. I haven't used it yet. So whoever wins, I will get you whatever Home Field Apparel item you want using that gift card. You can choose anything you want. So, Coach, I don't know if there's anything left that you don't have, but you can scour the website and see if there's anything there. And Honor System, no looking at the chat, because we obviously do want the chat to participate. So you guys go ahead and look. We're all in the Honor System, not to look at the chat. But you guys, keep score, see how many that you get right, and let's see how many of you can beat us, because it'll probably be a lot of you. A lot. So let me cue up some music. We're gonna have a little music bed here going on underneath us. And Chris, we will turn it over to you to start asking us some questions, and we'll do our best to try to answer them.
I'm going to preface this by saying now we might progressively go from easy to hard, and then it might fall back. So I don't have any particular order here. So if people are saying that's an easy one, well, there's a few in here they're going to be like that. So
and let's
we're
remind
going to start
people,
off with
we did these questions just like we did kind of the episode a couple weeks ago from 2011 to present. So kind of the era when the show has been going on. That's where these questions are from. Most of them. Anyway.
Yeah, so anything from the 2011-12 season to present is fair game. There may be some throwbacks to some earlier stuff, but it's very much centered on the current era of obviously assembly call. So let's get started. This one I think should be hopefully pretty easy. So much hype led into the 2012-2013 season as Indiana was the preseason #1 team in the country. Part of this fanfare included the appearances of two Hoosiers on the cover of Sports Illustrated before and during the season. Name these two Hoosiers. I'll set a timer while we're doing this. So
I'm already off to a tough start. I think.
I think we're about 10 seconds.
I think most people will get this one.
I'm half confident.
Half confident.
I know one.
I know one. I think I know one. Yeah.
All right. Are everybody's answers in?
And time. Let's reveal.
Hold them up.
Okay.
Oh, I thought when you said Hoosier, I thought you meant a guy from Indiana. I knew it was Victor.
Oh, no. Yeah, I meant, yeah. I'm sorry, Valerie. So we have, yeah.
It was Cody and Vic, right?
Yeah.
Oh, she's got it.
She,
okay.
oh,
I'm going to give Valerie the point.
Yeah, we're going to give you
that's the Sports Illustrated
absolutely.
Right there.
Yeah.
If you have it right there, you get the point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's all individually keep track of our points.
Yep. I have everybody down too for that one. So
okay,
all right.
So everybody got that one. Okay.
All right.
Very nice.
We're going to go to number 2 here. Okay. In a 2011 game versus Minnesota, home game, Indiana's Tom Pritchard came out of nowhere with a monster putback dunk off a missed Verdell Jones three-pointer. Who was the color commentator on the Big Ten Network broadcast that evening with an exuberant reaction to Pritchard's dunk? And time starts.
Oh, man. I thought I knew this one, but now I'm second guessing myself a little bit. Because
outside chance for me.
Oh.
No clue.
It's
10 seconds.
I'm wrong. I know I am.
I'm with you, Coach.
You said color commentator, right?
Reveal. Color commentator.
Oh, color commentator. I know I'm wrong. Yep.
And the answer is, Coach, that's your guy, Quinn Buckner.
It's Quinn, right? Yes.
It is Quinn Buckner.
Okay, good.
Don't you remember? Because he was so excited, it was almost, you couldn't it was one of those things, it was one of those perfect moments where the emotion of that took over him. And I believe, Jerod, don't you have the Pritch shorts? I do. I do have the
Pritch shorts. I do.
Good. Okay, good.
Are you going to need those to put
Oh,
up
no.
So?
You never know. So, okay.
Pritch slap.
The Pritch slap. Thank you.
I thought that was the year before. That's interesting. I didn't even realize that was the year when we were doing the show. Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Well, I could be wrong. Well, if it is, then I just snuck that one in. So
that's okay.
But
that's still generally the area.
Yeah.
We're talking about.
Okay. All right. Next question. 2011 and the 2011-2012 season and the 2012-2013 seasons were back-to-back Sweet 16 appearances for IU. This would be the first time the Hoosiers reached back-to-back Sweet 16 seasons since which 2 seasons? Go.
Done. Oops.
It's a little easier for us, Jerod, because this is kind of like our era.
This is wheelhouse territory right here.
This is wheelhouse territory. So
I will give no more hints.
10 seconds.
I think
I give away a lot there, but that's all right.
I like this music.
Yeah, this is good. And time. Oh, Jerod again.
Man.
93, 94.
94.
But
That's right.
Alan Henderson's senior season. They lost to Boston College.
Junior year.
Or junior
season. Yep. Lost to Boston College. In previous season, they lost to Kansas.
Was that Brian Evans' senior year?
No, Evans' senior year
He was
95.
Okay.
96. Yeah. So 92 season, they went to the Final Four. And then, but 94 was, a lot of times it's considered to be the last great night team. So in many ways.
Well, because, I mean, that
Todd
team,
Larry, Damon, that was
Bailey,
Bailey's senior year.
Yeah, Henderson, Evans. I mean, you still had 3 all-time greats on that team.
Oh, yeah, definitly.
So
all right, number 4.
Right
we are.
Got to get that one?
You're winning.
You were the only one that got it.
Okay.
You have 3. The rest of us have 1.
All right.
Do some more questions that involve the 93 team, Chris.
It's always the guy who's winning. Yeah. Always the guy who's winning. Where do we stand
Where
right
did
now?
Malcolm Sims go after he left IU? Yeah.
Cleveland State, right?
There we go. I knew you. Yeah, my guy. All right. Rob Finney's IU career was highlighted by 2 game-winning 3-point shots, one against Purdue and another against Notre Dame. In the Purdue game, Finney caught an inbounds pass from Trey Galloway to set up a corner 3 shot. Who had the assist in the Notre Dame game for his buzzer beater?
Was it Notre Dame or Butler?
That was Butler.
Oh, Butler. Shoot, Butler. Okay,
Who had the assist?
Who had the assist?
I'm 90% sure I got this one.
Gosh, I'm embarrassed I put Notre Dame. Good Lord.
I'm embarrassed for you, too.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't know if I'm going to get this one right.
10 seconds.
I don't know I'm going to get this right.
Tough one. We should all get a point for correcting the questioner on the team.
You should. Time.
Oh, man. That's bad.
No, I'm not even going to show you mine.
You're all incorrect. It's Devontae Green.
Devontae!
He never passed.
Devontae Green, because he was trying to give the pass to Romeo, and Romeo was covered.
Oh, that's right.
Romeo rolled back up to the top of the key to the right. Yep.
Wait, Valerie, who did you say? You're not even going to show us?
No answer.
Right, we're going to move on for her. Yeah, okay. Okay, number 5.
This is going swimmingly.
Yes. During the Tom Crean era, how many of his players would be drafted in the first round of an NBA draft? So total number of players that were drafted in the first round during his era at IU.
Gosh.
Yes, Romeo did.
10 seconds.
I think. Okay. I feel good about this one.
I don't know.
And time.
All right. Put it up there.
All right, let's reveal.
Oh, gee. Oh.
Okay, it is 4. And the 4 are OG Anunoby, Noah Vonleh, Cody Zeller, and Victor Oladipo.
Nice. Wait,
So
Valerie,
let's
who
see
did you
who
have
got that
listed?
one.
That hurts.
Wait, Valerie had 4, but did you get one of the names wrong?
I got one of the names wrong.
Who'd you
Was
put?
it Romeo?
You still get the answer.
Wait, no, Romeo. Wait.
Romeo was
Romeo was,
Romeo was
that
Archie.
hurts you. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So we're going to say if you got the number right, you're going to get the points still. Okay, so that's Jerod. Was that Coach?
Yep.
And Valerie? Yeah. How many did you have, Bob? 3?
You know, to be fair, Bob just bought into the 2-year plan stuff that Ryan was talking about over and over again.
No, here's the sad part is I remembered Vonleh and forgot OG. That's the sad part.
Oh, you forgot OG? Okay. That's unforgivable.
I'm angry at myself about that.
All right. Yeah. You and the Pacers forgot about OG that draft, apparently. Wait, so Valerie, who did you put?
I forgot OG and put Romeo.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, you got 4. We're going to give you the points on that one.
Yep.
So
you get the points.
All right. Next question. Dating back to the 2011-2012 season, this Hoosier is the only player to achieve a season 3-point field goal percentage of above 50%. Who is the player And you'll get bonus points if you can tell me what season it occurred in.
Wait. Wait, can you read that question again?
Okay, so there's only been one player in the assembly call era that has shot over 50% in 3-point percentage for a season. One player has done it. Who's the player? And if you can get the right season, you'll get bonus points.
Is there a minimum number of attempts needed here?
He's listed as the only person for this season to do that. So,
Jeez.
I would say it's going to be someone you would expect to be shooting 3-pointers, not just a random thing where they just shot 1 or 2. So I'll help you with that. Think of a shooter. 10 seconds.
No, that's not.
I might.
And reveal.
Maybe not.
Dang it. Oh, shoot. I know I got this wrong. I had a brain fart.
Okay,
I said
Bob
one.
got Matt
I know
Roth,
that.
which is correct, but it's
Yes.
the wrong season.
That's fair. I'll take it.
Roth, yeah, that's all right. No, you got it.
I'll take what I can get.
So Roth did it in the 2011-12 season. He shot 54.5% from the field.
Roth
That's a good
IRA.
call, Bob.
That's the one I was forgetting.
And I think
I thought
he
it was
converted over
Zeislov.
40. Yeah. He was like 42 of 70 something. So it was definitely somebody who was a regular shooter. So we got Bob with a point on that one. So
Nice job, Bob. Way to go,
Comeback
Bob.
starts now. Comeback starts
There
That's
you
now.
a
go.
big one.
all right,
You
number
give one that Everybody
7.
else misses.
There you go.
Okay.
Who was the highest rated recruit to sign with IU during the Tom Crean era, according to 247 Sports? Highest rated recruit to sign with IU during the Tom Crean era, according to 247 Sports. Ten seconds.
I think I know this. Is Grant Gilon eligible for this question?
That's
Yeah.
time. Reveal. The
Noah
answer
Vonleh,
is
right?
Noah Vonleh. I believe he was number 7
Yes.
overall, and that was the highest. So that's Coach and Jerod on that one.
And who was
I believe Cody was-
Zeller next?
No,
Or was
I think if I recall, it was Vonleh, Blackman, and then Zeller, but I could be
you're
wrong.
right.
Really?
Okay, I got to check on that. Yeah.
See, Jerod, all that attention to recruiting that I do, I got that answer right?
See, Jim,
All right.
Jim was born in Washington, so I had to say Zeller.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you
Hey,
go.
Valerie's
I think a lot
trying
of
to get
people
some.
might-
She's doing a good job of trying to get some points.
Yeah.
By making reasonable requests.
There you go. All right, number 8.
All right.
From the 2011-12 season through the present 2022-23 season, so back last season. So we're just not talking about this upcoming season. How many Indiana Mr. Basketball winners have suited up for the Hoosiers total?
Ooh.
So from 2011-2012 to the 2022-23 season, how many Hoosiers or how many Indiana Mr. Basketball winners suited up for the Hoosiers? If you can just give me the number, that's fine. If you get the players as well, you'll get bonus points.
Who am I forgetting? I always, whenever these questions come up, I always forget one person. Okay, I feel relatively
10 seconds.
Are we counting out of state Mr. Basketballs?
Indiana Mr. Basketball.
Just Indiana
Okay.
Mr. Basketballs. Oh, shoot. No, I forgot one.
And
Man,
time.
I don't feel good.
Okay. Oh, shoot. Man.
Okay, so Valerie's correct with 5.
Jordan.
Did
So
Blackman not
it's
win?
Jordan-
Blackman
he did
didn't
not.
win, did he? Dang it.
It was who was the guy that went to? Is it the guy that went to Kentucky that season? Ended up was it that
Yeah.
the same season we had the guy who committed here and then he left? Or was that a different season?
Trey
it was a
Lyles?
different season. Yeah, that was the next season. Or
Yeah.
no, that was before that, right? Anyways, Jordan Holes, Cody Zeller, Romeo Langford, Trace Jackson Davis, and Anthony Leal.
Yeah.
We got 5.
Oh my goodness.
So Valerie
Remember if
with
Blackman did or not. Nice job, Valerie.
Yep, well
there you
done.
go.
Now, did you know the names, or was that just a shot in the dark with the number?
I knew 4 of them, and I guessed an extra one.
That's good.
That's the way to do it. Okay,
All right,
this
number
is
9.
Question, okay, after
number
10,
9.
we'll do a reset on the scores.
Yep,
And get everybody
sounds
up to
good.
speed because things are tightening up.
Yep. Okay. In the 2012 NCAA tournament round of 32, Will Sheehy's baseline jumper to lift Indiana over VCU remains one of the great memories from that season. Whose layup was blocked, which led to the ball going directly to Sheehy in the corner for his jump shot?
Wow.
Oh, man.
I'm assuming it's a Hoosier player, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes.
Shows you how
Yep, it
confident I
is.
am.
It's one of his teammates. That's correct.
Man.
He was literally in the right place at the right time with this. 10 seconds.
Dang it.
I have 2 players in mind, and I know I picked the wrong.
You can only have one, Coach. I'm
I
sorry.
know. I can't have or. A or B.
Can't have or. And
That's a tough one.
time.
Cody.
I didn't. I erased mine. I don't.
Okay. It is Victor
Throw-
Oladipo.
It was Victor. Oh, Coach.
It was blocked,
Nice.
and it went directly to Sheehy. So,
Way to go, Will.
all right. Where'd he go? Yeah. Yep. All right.
Okay. Boy, that's a good question.
We're on number 10. So, do you want to wait till after this one? Is
yeah,
that correct?
let's do one more
Okay.
question, then
All
we'll do a reset of the scores.
All right. You're going to like this one. Moses Abraham, a
boy.
coveted IU recruit in 2010, ultimately signed with Georgetown. After spending several seasons as a Hoya, Abraham transferred to which Big Ten school?
Oh, my gosh.
I'm enjoying this immensely, you guys.
I bet
just
you
want
are.
You to know that.
I have no idea who this
Moses
individual is.
Abraham.
All right, I'm going to give you a hint. It's not one of the original 10 Big Ten schools.
Okay.
Oh, geez. So there's still like 15 to choose from.
Okay, but let's just say it does not include the recent West Coast additions from the Pac-12.
Okay. We're narrowing it down more now. I like this.
You are. So essentially, you have 4 schools to pick from.
Moses Abraham.
And 10 seconds. Moses Abraham leaves Georgetown and signs with which Big Ten school?
Oh, man. I don't feel good about this one.
And time.
Those were some big nights on the message boards.
Ooh,
all went
Coach.
Did
Coach
get it
again with the dagger, Nebraska.
Did you know
I
that,
don't
or were
even-
you just guessing? Coach?
A little both. Once he narrowed it down to 4, I tried to remember
Yeah.
where he might have gone, and then I thought, okay, Nebraska.
I could have been really cruel and said any Big Ten school and said it could have been University of Chicago too or something like that, but that would have been it. So. All right, I have Coach with 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 points. Does that sound right?
Yep, that sounds about right.
Okay. I have Bob with 2 points.
Woo!
Bob.
Valerie with 1, 2, 3 points. Valerie and Jim, that is. And then Jerod with 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 points. Is
5.
that correct?
Yep.
All right.
I missed like 4 in a row here. Okay,
So are we
still
resetting?
Plenty of time. No, still.
Are we
yeah,
resetting or are we going to continue on?
Yeah, no, let's continue on. There's plenty
Okay.
of time.
Oh, I didn't know if
We're
we
all
reset.
close.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome.
We're
awesome.
good.
Okay. Question number 11.
Okay.
Archie Miller's first season at Indiana University.
Oh, boy.
Who had the highest free throw percentage that season? Which Hoosier?
Oh, my gosh. His first season.
Pull back your memory bank there.
I mean, the team free throw percentage was like 56% or something ridiculous.
So 2018 season, highest free throw percentage individually.
Oh.
10 seconds.
Well, it's got to be one of 2 guys. Well,
Actually, it could be one of 14
Could be
guys,
one of
Jared. There's a
Yeah.
whole team.
Yeah.
You know?
yeah, but there's some. I mean, it's not.
I
free
know.
between.
I know. All right.
This is a tough
Time.
one. Now I'm second guessing myself, but
What do you got? Let's see what you got.
I'm trusting Al. I think
Valerie?
it's Al or Devontae.
You're all incorrect.
Oof.
It's Josh Newkirk, 80%.
Jeez.
Newkirk.
Josh Newkirk. Wow.
I was trying to think of point guard, and I didn't know if Green was there yet or not.
That's not one that you immediately comes to mind. It really
I totally
isn't,
forgot about
so.
Josh Newkirk. Wow.
I would have picked Al Durham personally. So
I mean, that's an era I actively push out of my mind. So this
Yeah,
is
and now
pretty
Chris
good.
is making us remember.
Trying to forget.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fair game. It is fair game.
It is.
so.
It is.
Are you going to ask
All
us
right.
what the halftime score was of Archie's first game?
I don't
No.
know if
Nope.
that's really fair
Nope.
fair game because I think we all have PTSD.
Yeah. Yeah. We've tried to
All
push
right.
these memories out of our minds.
Pack line.
Thanks, Chris.
You're welcome. We are on number 12. Mike Woodson would return to his alma mater as head coach in March of 2021. How many former IU players have ended up as head coach since 1920? That means former IU players returning to be head coach of their alma mater. How many players? And if you can get them all listed, I will give you an extra point. Time starts now. Might even give you a few extra seconds on this one.
How many former
Yeah,
IU
I
players
need a
have
little
come back
time.
and coached college basketball or coached IU?
How many former IU players have ended up back at their alma mater as head coach?
Oh, okay.
Since 1920. So we're not talking about the guys in the teens that were here for a season and then left. So again, if you can get the number and the amount, the players, you'll get bonus points.
I know there's more. I think I'm going
And just to be clear, it does include Woodson. Woodson is included in that count.
Oh, Woodson's included in the count. Okay.
Yes, Woodson is included in the count. 5 seconds.
I'm pretty sure there's one I'm forgetting, so I'm just answering
Time.
one over the numbers I have.
Let's see what we got here.
I'm going with 4. I know Branch, Lou Watson, and Mike Woodson, but who am I forgetting?
Dockage.
Oh,
The number is 5. You're missing Everett Dean.
Oh, dang it.
And I have to get, he's a fair game because
Yep.
he brought IU's first 2 Big Ten championships. So we have Everett
I wasn't
Dean, Branch
sure- I wasn't
McCracken,
sure
Lou
if he
Watson.
went here.
Yes,
All right.
he was IU's first All-American in basketball.
I forgot about Dockage.
And then Dockage and Woodson, so 5. So,
Wow. Okay.
all
I
right.
feel like we should throw that question out. But it's fine.
How could you forget Doc?
All right.
In essence, we did.
Yeah.
No one got it right.
Yeah, no one got it right. Dang it.
I'm the only one who
All right.
Dockage.
All right, here we go. Last season, 2022-2023, Trace Jackson Davis became Indiana's all-time leader in rebounds and block shots, among the great storied season in so many ways.
Yeah.
Name the teams IU faced when he reached these milestones. And if you can, the players he passed in the process. And so if you can get both of them, you'll get points, or if you can just get one or the other. So once again, who were they playing when he became the all-time rebound leader and block shot leader in IU history?
It wasn't the same
opponents.
game.
No, it was not the same game. 2 different games. One was at home, one was on the road. And who are the IU players that he passed in the process? Go.
Man. I know the players. The players one is relatively easy. Ha. Dang it.
This is rebounds and blocks. Is that right?
That's correct.
Rebounds and blocks. Man, I might get that.
I'll give you about 10 seconds.
Jeez. Maybe next week we could do a songwriting competition just to boost my ego.
Yeah.
And time.
You're in trouble, Bob. If
We'd
we
all
do
lose.
That. You're in trouble.
Let's see what we got here.
All right, so the block he broke Newton for blocks and Allen Henderson for rebounds, correct?
Okay, that is correct.
I
So,
don't know the
okay,
teams.
let's see here.
I do not remember.
All right,
the
hold on a
teams.
second here. Keep them up, please. So, Jared's going to get 1 point for having the players. So, just to be clear, rebounds was against Iowa, blocks was on the road at Minnesota.
Ooh,
And
so rebounds was against
so-
Iowa.
Yep.
I guessed that
So
one right.
you got that one too. So I'm going to give.
That's basically the only good thing that happened that game.
Do we have any? Did I get anything else from anybody else? Did I get?
Nope.
Okay.
Goose egg from
okay.
me.
All right. So we're going
Wait,
to
Coach,
give
did that
Jerod
say Elston?
2 there.
I had
Eric
no idea
Elston?
about blocks, so I had to go to the Tipton Tornado. He's my guy. He's my friend, right? I just
That's
got to give him
interesting.
some love.
Okay.
All right.
Fantastic.
I had no clue who the blocks was, so
That's
why
awesome.
not call out to?
All right. This is my favorite. This is one of my favorite questions of the evening.
Oh, okay.
The highest uniform number ever worn at IU has been 55. There's been a few that have worn 55, but only one player since 2011-12 has worn that number. Who is the lone player from this era that we're talking about that wore 55?
Scholarship player?
Scholarship player, and I'll give you a hint, he was a transfer. So he was not recruited from IU originally, did not play 4 years at IU, transferred in. You want another hint, you guys?
Yes.
He came from a West Coast school.
Wait, he came from a West Coast school.
Dang!
10 seconds.
Come on, Chris. Too many hints.
Oh.
Real quick.
And time.
I'm an IU fan because of my dad. He just texted me.
San
Tough
Diego
night.
chicken.
What did he text you?
He texted me. Tough night. That's it.
Yeah,
All
Fitz.
right.
That's
Evan Fitzner. Yes.
The West Coast
So,
Blue. The West
Coach,
Coast Blue did
Coach,
it.
see, I should have just left it alone.
I was ready
I'm
for
sorry.
you to ask me.
Yeah,
who
Jerod
number
gets to
54
scribble
Was.
because you said West Coast transfer.
Valerie, what
Yeah.
did you say?
Okay.
I said I was waiting for him to ask who was 54.
Kent Benson.
All right.
That's
There
right.
you go.
Who was
Yep.
53?
Yep.
Ross Hales
Ross Hales
And
and Tom
Bates.
Geyer.
and Tamar Bates.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Come on,
Number
Bob.
15.
Let's go. Finish strong here, Bob.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. On February 28th, 2012, the Hoosiers defeated the number 5 ranked at that time team in the country, Michigan State. Adding in victories over top-ranked Kentucky and number 2 Ohio State earlier that season, the Hoosiers had defeated 3 top 5 Associated Press teams for the first time since which season? So you're going to have to go before this era to think about it. So again, they beat the number 1, 2, and 5 AP top 5 teams for the first time since what season? They did it in 2011-12. When did it happen before? I think Valerie could do well on this one.
Gosh, man.
Top 10, top 5. What was that again? The question?
First, second, the number 1, number 2, and number 5. 3 top 5 AP teams for the first time since what season? 10 seconds.
Total guess.
This is so hard.
That's what makes it fun.
It is what makes it fun. It's so fun.
Time. Let's see it. Oh. Valerie, what team was Kent Benson known for being on the most?
I was going to go back to that.
Dang.
The 75-76 season.
Wow, really? That was the last time?
That was the last time.
Wow.
Wow. That's a tough one.
You had thought so much about Kent Benson. I was hoping that had kind of.
Okay. Well,
I almost
Yeah.
took your hint and changed
give her
my
a point.
answer, but
I'm going to give her a point. She gets a point there.
Yeah.
I'm the scorekeeper. Okay.
give Bob a point
I feel
for
like I'm
making his
beating
own
up on
intro
you guys.
music.
Yeah,
No,
Bob, you get a
that-
point for that one.
That's unrelated. Don't give me pity points. I don't want your pity points.
I'm going to give you a point. Well, your dad's taking pity on you, so I'm going to give you something. Yeah, so. All right.
MVP is Bob's dad so far.
Yeah, I want a song that chronicles Bob's experience here. It'll be kind of a very sad, deep piano keys.
Yeah. I'm having a great
All
time.
right. Good. Oh boy, this one I'm almost afraid to ask, but we're going to do it anyway.
Oh boy.
Okay. Deron Davis and Will Sheehy sit atop this IU statistical category as the only two Hoosiers to achieve this feat. Davis did it at Michigan in 2020. Sheehy did it versus Purdue at home in 2023. Yep. If you can tell me the circumstance of the category and the specifics, I will give you extra points, and I can award points however I want. So I could end up getting 1,000,000 points or something like that.
That's right. Chris is getting this is like around the horn, where
that's right.
Like, the guy just gives points for whatever.
Reality's got the up and down on the toggle.
Yeah,
here.
we need a little noise when you're just like giving out points like crazy.
Then Bob and I need points for looking like the MC with our hair.
There it is.
10 seconds.
Gosh, this has to be one of the only questions where you could lump Will Sheehy and Deron Davis together into some sort.
This is a great
but
question.
It's such a statistical oddity. I love it.
It is.
I think I know this one.
No idea. Shocker.
All right. What do you think we got? What do we got here?
Most shots without a miss, and I believe it was 9, right?
I don't have anything.
Okay, so Jerod, you're saying perfect from the field?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah,
that is correct.
It's the most shots. I mean, a lot of guys have gone perfect.
Yep. No. Good point.
The most shots.
Okay, so yeah, they were both 9 for 9 from the field, but they were both perfect. So I'm going to give Coach and Bob points because they got the statistic right. Jerod, I guess I'll give you a point too. So
I should get extra credit. I had the number right too.
Jerod should get 2. He should get 2 points.
Give you 2 there. Okay.
Bob,
I did the reality thing.
Bob, good work getting that text for me there.
What? Oh, jeez.
All right.
Oh boy.
We're gonna stay in the.
What question are we on now? What question?
We're on 17, so we have 4 left before the final question.
Okay.
Comeback starts now.
Okay. Comeback. That's right. Don't call it a comeback. That's right. We're gonna do another statistical category, but I think we can get this one.
Okay.
In a 2016 game versus Illinois at Simon Scott Assembly Hall, IU as a team set a record in which statistical offensive category? And if you can be specific, I will give you bonus points. So again, 2016 game versus Illinois at Simon Scott Assembly Hall, IU as a team set a record in which statistical offensive category? And if you
Didn't
can be
something else
specific,
important happen that night too? Didn't someone break
assist
a record that night? The assist record?
I think that was Yogi breaking Michael Lewis.
I think so. I think that was the same night.
Mm-hmm. We'll do about 15 seconds more if needed.
I don't know if I have the number right on this one. Feels like too many. But.
I don't know if I have anything right on this one, but
we've just shattered Bob's confidence.
Par for the course. It's okay. It's okay.
All right.
Bob,
let's see what we got
IU
here.
basketball wheelhouse? Like, what's the the team or the era that you know everything about?
I fell in love in the early '90s, like most of us.
Okay.
Statistically, I'm just not your guy, clearly. So, I love Cheney was my guy. Eric Anderson was my first guy, but
Malcolm Sims was my guy.
Malcolm Sims. Well, I was a big Cleveland State fan too.
Man.
So
he was the future, Chris.
That was just such an interesting player. All right, let's see what we got here.
It's most 3-point makes in a game, right?
So it's most 3-pointers made with 19. Jeez, Jerod, holy cow!
All right.
So wait a minute. So Bob got that.
just
Coach
wrong
guy,
number.
did you get percentage or wait?
I said 3% on total made threes.
Nope.
Nope. Sorry.
I mean, that
Okay,
might
so-
be right, actually. It's possible that's correct, but I don't think
I
that's
didn't
what you
look
were
at that
going
one
for.
specifically. So I
Yeah,
got
so if
If they hit
Bob.
19 threes, right?
Jerod has 2 more.
But that's definitely the most in a single game, for sure.
Oh, definitely.
So I would.
I think I should get
so
a
coach.
half point.
Nah.
Begging
not
for
going to.
half
Sorry.
points here.
No. Half
All right.
points. We're not.
So it turns out, talking for each game for like an hour afterwards, some of these things sink in that happened in these games.
This could become like the classic Office episode when they're on the beach and Michael awards points, gold stars, and thumbs up. One of those things. So, all right.
You see, Bob, you're not
Those-
getting a lot of points, but the gold stars and the thumbs up, like
I'll
you're
take
cleaning
those
up
all
with
day.
those.
I'm a teacher.
Yeah.
I'll take those all day. Yeah.
All right, number 18.
Okay.
Trace Jackson Davis in a 2021 game versus Marshall scored 43 points, eclipsing Steve Alford's record that had been held previously to that. However, we're not talking about the points. Also in that game, Trace tied a previous IU record with 18 field goals that was initially set by which IU big man? This is a tough one.
18
Okay.
field goals. 18
This
field
is
goals
a
in a
tough
game.
one. Jeez.
Yeah. Okay, so again, Trace's 18 field goals against Marshall in 2021 tied the initial record by which former IU big man? Okay. Do you want me to give you some hints here? Would that help anybody? Coach, I can say I don't have to give hints if you don't want me to.
Is it that obscure that we need hints?
Let's just say it's gonna be hard. But okay, I'll give you a hint. How do
Maybe
I
like
say
an
this?
era?
70s. So this is one of the throwback questions that you do. And I would say one of the more underrated big men in IU history.
I think I know this.
I'll give you 10, 15 more seconds. And I would be very, very surprised if somebody knew the team it was against too. But I could be wrong.
Team it was against?
Yeah. I mean, again, I think about these things way too much. So
That's why we asked you to ask the questions.
there you go.
I don't think I'm right on that. Okay.
I can't wait to see Valerie's board.
What's going on over here?
All right. Are we ready?
We got some laughter.
There you go.
Steve Downing.
Okay. So coach says Downing, McGinnis, Bellamy.
Oh, I was going to put that
Off by a couple decades
Yeah.
there, Bob, but that's okay. It is Steve Downing. It was actually when he set the initial Assembly Hall scoring record with 41 points against Illinois in 1973.
Illinois. Okay.
So we got Coach
All right,
and
so we got
Jerod on
Downing.
that one. Yep.
Bellamy was a good
All
guess.
right.
That's what I was.
Bellamy's a great guess.
I mean, outside of the
I
arrow
truly-
part, but
Yeah, I truly think Downing is always overlooked and forgotten as a big man in history. So I do anything I can to highlight his career. So that's
Downing's awesome. And he's the athletic
And,
director
you know,
now at Marion.
Marion.
Yeah.
yeah. They had the 73 team honored last fall, and he spoke. And one of the funniest things he said was, I'm paraphrasing this. I thought for certain everybody had forgotten about us. So, but it was great. John Ritter was there. So many of those guys. Laskowski was there. Steve Green. It was really cool to see that team there. So,
Okay,
all right,
where
we're
are
down
at,
to
Where are
two
we at points wise now?
point
Two
values.
questions
Okay.
still.
So, let's see here. 6, 7. I have 8 for Coach.
Okay.
7, 8, 9, 10. I have 12 for Jerod.
Okay.
I have
2-point questions.
5 for Bob, and I have 4 for Valerie.
Okay.
We're doing golf scoring, right?
Yeah,
That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah, most under par. That's right. All right, 2 left in the preliminary round. So number 19,
Okay.
who was the last Hoosier IU basketball player to be named the Big Ten Sixth Man of the Year.
Ooh.
Last Hoosier to be named the Big Ten Sixth Man of the Year.
I think I know this one. I think there's been one since. I don't think so. Okay. Valerie, why the long face?
Oh, it's not long. I think I know this.
10 seconds. Are we good? Does anybody need more time?
I don't think so.
All right, let's reveal.
It's Max, right?
Max Bielfeld,
Max.
Yeah.
2016.
All right, Bob.
I got one, Dad. I got one.
That should be the chorus of
Yeah.
the new song. It's called "I Got One, Dad."
Got one, Dad.
Dang, you're almost
Yeah,
ready to
I would
overtake me. Quit feeling sorry, Bob. You're only 2 behind.
I think a lot of times we forget about Bielefeld. I think that
Yep.
he was such an integral part of that 2016 season. So.
Helped us win at Rutgers finally, remember?
Yep.
Yep.
He and OG turned that game around.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I kind of broke the rules here a little bit, and I wanted to include a very obscure question that may be just a couple years before the 20, but it's kind of like the same. We talk about the same era but we may wanted to forget about the season. So I'm kind of cheating here, so I apologize, but I thought this was an interesting question. All right. We're going to go back to Crean's first season. So I know it's not 2011-12, but it's,
Oh, gosh.
so 2008-2009 season. This Hoosier would lead the team in field goal percentage at just above 50%.
This Hoosier would lead.
There's a reason why I put this one as the last one for this purpose. Again, 2008-2009 season, Crean's first season. This Hoosier led the team in field goal percentage, and it was just above 50%. I will be happy to solicit any hints if needed. If Coach doesn't want me to, though, I don't want to get scolded by Coach.
That's good.
Okay.
So 50%. We had someone shoot 50% that season? I'm just kind of boggles my mind that someone shot 50%.
Indiana native. Undersized big man. Is that helping anybody? All right. All right. You ready? I want everybody to get to this. Okay. Walk on.
That doesn't help at all.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, I'm seeing him now, but the name is escaping.
I'll give you another hint. He sells real estate now.
I know it. That's who I was thinking of.
That's Anthony.
Anthony.
I'm going to know it as soon as we say it.
Yeah, not quite Anthony Leo. Not that far back. All right. Do we need any more time?
I think I got it at the last second.
Really nice guy, too. Met him a couple years ago.
All right.
Yeah,
Shall we reveal?
Valerie, think like 6'7" power forward. I'm gonna do one more hint.
Okay.
He was one of the few players that played for Samson and then played for Crean.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, he was only one of 2 that stayed.
Got it. That's the clincher. That's the clincher hint right there.
Yeah,
Well, that's
Bob's
another
gonna pass me.
Yes. season.
I'm going to get a text from Bob's dad here in a couple minutes. I thought Bob was having a bad day, Coach. You let him pass you.
I'll stick what I got. It's probably wrong, but
Okay, let's see it.
Oh, Tabor. That's what I meant. That's what I meant.
What?
I said
Tom Geyer?
Geyer. Yeah, I was thinking the wrong name. I don't get
Kyle
it.
Tabor.
That's who
All
I was
right.
thinking of.
Who
I got
did
the
just
name.
Coach and Bob? All right. Kyle Tabor.
Tom-
50. I think it was like
who's Tom
50.2%.
Because wasn't it him
He-
and Brett
he-
Fielmeyer were the 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on Knights last season. He was in the late 90s, 2000.
Okay. Yeah,
All right,
I was
so we have
thinking Tabor, and I
Bob
got the
and
name
Coach.
wrong.
All
I
right.
get nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
So we have now reached our final question.
Okay.
Okay?
So there's like a big chance to come back here, right? Should we do Jeopardy rules so people can like bet all of their points?
Yeah,
They
so
want
let's
to
make
go
sure we're
double
on the
or
same
nothing?
page here. So help me out here because I got to go back and look at the points here.
Okay.
So
I'm not gonna win.
Hey,
Valerie has 4.
I don't
Hey,
know that.
anything's possible here.
Anything's possible.
Bob has.
He may ask you to list.
I
all
have
the songs
7.
the
Is that
band
correct,
plays.
Bob?
That sounds right.
Okay, Coach has 1, 5, 6.
What you got, Coach?
7, 8. I have 9 for Coach, right?
9
Yep.
for Coach. Okay.
Yep.
And then Jerod had 5, 6, 7, 8, 13 for Jerod. Okay.
Okay.
So you can bet everything you have. So you can wage all your points or you can wage none of your points. Okay?
Okay.
So you have to write down how many points in the upper right hand corner you're willing to wager right now. So before I read the question.
All right.
So
Here we go.
everybody good?
And do we have to get all parts of the question correct? Because you said it's a multiple part question.
We'll see how it goes.
I'm down with that. We're doing it on the fly.
I love this structure.
Place the following players in order from highest to lowest in terms of their career, IU full career, field goal percentage. So you're going to hear the players. So I'm going to give you the players, and you can write them down and then arrange them how you want. Ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Tom Pritchard, Cody Zeller, Noah Vonleh, Juwan Morgan, and Trace Jackson Davis. So again, I'll read them again so you can write them down so you have them. Tom Pritchard, Cody Zeller, Noah Vonleh, Juwan Morgan, Trace Jackson Davis. I need you to place them in order on 1 to 5. 1 being they had the highest field goal percentage, 5 they had the lowest field goal percentage. Okay? I'm going to give you let's give you 45 seconds.
All right. Man, the field goal percentage. And this one's tricky because Noah only played the 1 year.
What? You guys don't just know this? Come on.
I think I'm just going to stick
Get it down to that 100th of a percent. Come on.
I'm going to stick with my gut feeling.
Yeah,
on this
come on.
one. It's probably wrong, but I'm going to go with my gut. That's usually the best way to go.
Definitely.
Man, that's a tough one. I'm pretty sure I know who number 1 is.
I'll give you 15 more seconds.
15 more seconds. Valerie has just
Valerie's
her
got
hands
it.
up in the air.
That's an
no,
emphatic.
no, no,
She's got it. She's got it.
All right, let's see.
All right. So I'm going to have all of
Can we go
you
one at a
reveal. Let's do that. So I have Jerod in my upper left-hand corner, the Hollywood Squares. So let's see what you got here.
I have wagered all 13 of my points.
Okay, so all 13. And let's see what your reveal is. So what's your order?
Cody number 1, Trace number 2, Noah Vonleh number 3, Juwan Morgan number 4, and Tom Pritchard number 5.
Okay, one more time, please.
Cody number 1,
Yep.
Trace number 2, Noah 3, Juwan 4, and Tom Pritchard 5.
Okay. And Coach, how many are you wagering? All of them?
All of them. Find out.
And you have Vonleh and Zeller, TJD, Morgan, and Pritchard.
Vonleh's the wild card because I do not remember what his.
All right, Bob.
I know he shot like 40-some% from 3, but I
I
can't
had the
remember
same.
what-
Oh, they're all of them.
I bet all of them.
Okay,
I-
same as Coach.
Same as Coach.
Vonleh, Zeller, Trace, Morgan, and Pritchard.
I got
Okay.
Coach's text.
I like you, Bob.
Okay. All right, Valerie, let's see it. Betting all 4.
Wow, look at
Pritchard.
all of us. Pushing our chips in.
Pritch slap.
Pritchard, Trace, Noah, Juwan, and Zeller. Okay, I'm going to review here real quick.
Okay. Noah, the big wild card. Coach is looking.
Well,
pretty
I can tell you right now, none of you got it correct. So here's the correct order. None of you got it correct. So here's the correct order. And so if you have a spot correct, what I want you to do is I want you to circle it.
Okay.
Okay.
So if you have a person in the right place, I want you to circle it. So number 1 is Cody Zeller, 59.1%.
Boom.
Well
Okay.
done.
Number 2, Trace Jackson Davis, 56.5%.
All right. I had the top 2 right.
Number 3, Juwan Morgan, 56.2%. Number 4, Tom Pritchard, 52.9%.
Wow. So Noah was last.
We did.
Bob, we did well.
And Noah Vonleh last at 52.3%. So go ahead and circle the ones you got right and show me on your board.
All right.
Bob,
I
we
got
should have
one-
stuck to lesson planning.
Yeah.
I got
That's
1 and
right.
2 correct.
That's right. No circles.
Okay.
No circles.
All right.
No circles.
So Coach and Bob So this is kind of a difficult situation because only 2 of you got, them correct. So it's kind of like, I don't know. What do we do here, Jerod?
Well, okay, so wait. How many did they get correct? How many did Bob and Coach get correct?
None.
They got 0.
They got none. I got 2. And Valerie, how many did you get?
You got 2. Valerie got 1.
Okay.
Should we have one more question?
Yes.
Between the 2 of you?
Okay, let's do another question.
Okay.
I'm down with that.
All right. Let's see.
How many career points did Calvert Chaney score?
I can tell you that.
Okay.
It's
2,614.
That's right.
Okay.
I have a
And Jerod, you said 2. I'm sorry, that's incorrect. So Valerie wins.
If I ever miss that question,
Congrats, Valerie.
I'd be done.
Oh man.
I also would be able to get into my house because that's the code for our house alarm.
Yes.
I shouldn't say that out loud.
You just broadcast that.
Now you just said that out loud.
No one who lives around me.
That's right. Oh jeez.
I'm gonna fly down there.
Okay, let me think here.
Just wake up and Coach is on the couch. You told me the password.
ask me something about a school song. I guarantee I'll win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. We need to come back and have a music trivia. And then Coach and I will get our butts whooped.
Yeah. I'm drawing a blank. I see. This is why I should have had extra questions. So, okay. All right. I got one.
You got one. Just like turn around and look at your wall, and you can probably come up with 15 questions.
Yeah. Okay. Trace Jackson Davis scores 43 points against Marshall. Okay. Breaks Steve Alford's record, who had 42 points against 2.
Oh, jeez.
So which team did Alford score 42 points against to break Steve Alford or Steve Downing's record?
That was the Assembly Hall record, right?
Correct.
Who did Alford do it against? Valerie, do you know this one off the top of your head?
I may have accidentally slipped it during the broadcast too. So just saying.
I don't think it was them.
I need this music when Ryan's talking on the regular podcast. Just like be able to mute Ryan and play this little jazz riff, and then I would be happy. And then
It's against a Big Ten team. I'll tell you that. It was against a Big Ten team.
I don't feel, man.
Hey, Chris, while they're thinking, where did Thomas Bryant's field goal percentage lie amongst those top 5?
Oh, his was high.
I think he was actually tied with
He would have been number 1.
one of those. I think it was either Trace or Zeller. I couldn't remember, and that's why I didn't include him because I didn't want to have the tie.
Yeah.
So yeah, his was extremely high.
Yeah, I would have put him
10
on
seconds.
if you had included him. Oh, man.
Oh, which Big Ten team is that? Was
It's a Big Ten team. I'm giving you a hint.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I've written and scratched.
All right, let's see what we got here.
I'm going with Iowa, and I don't think it's right. I scratched
Oh
out
no!
They both put Iowa.
It's Michigan State.
Illinois. Michigan State.
I don't know what to do here. This is a dilemma. You know,
Bob, we
break
knew
the
that,
tie.
didn't we?
I think it's a tie.
I had Michigan.
I think
State,
we
Bob,
give the
didn't
points.
you?
I think we give the trophy, the championship, and thumbs up, and the gold stars to Valerie.
Here, here.
I think so. Well, okay, so here's the thing. I know we said that the winner would get the home field apparel thing, but for joining us, you both get items from home field apparel for being here.
Well, thank you.
Putting up with us. So I'll because I actually
Straight
have
out of
two-
my closet.
I have 2 gift cards. I certainly wasn't going to buy Coach anything.
No,
You can walk.
we're not spending any money on you two. I'm just sending you, game worn home field.
Game war.
That's right.
You should try and auction off whatever you were wearing during the Shafino celebration. You might be able to get
Oh, man.
$15 for that or something.
Get a pretty penny in the community.
I ought
Although
to
by the end of the night, you
auction
weren't
off
wearing
the-
much. So
The unseen video. Highest bidder gets
the secret video.
I get
video.
hair of the game because I've dyed my hair red.
Ooh.
Oh, there you go.
Ready for the season.
That's not fair, Valerie.
Getting ready for the season. Well, Bob,
You're
Valerie, and Jim, thank you for joining us. That was a lot of fun. Chris,
Yeah, thank you all.
thank you for
Thank
doing that
you.
and putting that together.
Thanks for having us.
That was a lot of fun. So I'm curious, you guys in the chat mob, did anybody score really well? Let us know. Or if you're listening at home and you were keeping track, let us know. Because we'd love to know how you guys did. And we'll come back and we'll do more of these. All right, let me close that out. Okay. Well, before we leave, Bob, any final thoughts that you'd like to share with the audience? We're all very much looking forward to whatever new songs you spin up because they're always wonderful.
Well, thank you. I was not prepared for any thoughts, but this was super fun. I'm looking forward to the season for sure. But I'm first looking forward to the football season. Like, I think we're going to get shellacked, but I'm still hopeful every year. So I'll be at the Ohio State game to see it all in person.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Valerie, any final thoughts from you after a night of trivia?
I'm definitely better at the old questions. Well, that I think I put it in the chat. The music room was part of the arts division, and I had to work down there. And the Dewey Decimal System is quite odd, and the sports section falls between photography and linguistics. So we got a lot of IU sports questions. So I know older stuff. I looked up a lot. 5 to 5:30 was the last. You worked 5 to 5:30 and got up at 5:30, and we called that bar bet because people would be calling in drunk with bar bets.
Oh man!
So you would get one person on the phone. No, that's not right. Then the other person would go, "Hey, yeah, I'm right." So,
and you would settle the dispute.
Yeah.
So you were the internet before the internet.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And the thing is that you had to know what book to go to. And that's why library science was so damn hard, is you had to know what book to go to and what book had that information. And you really needed a liberal arts background because you had to know enough about everything to know where to start. So that's why when I went to U of E, it was a liberal arts college. So, you know, I had a broad background. So it's just like, you know, whenever I'm in a room full of people with PhDs and stuff, it's like I know enough about everything that I can bullshit my way conversation.
I did not know we'd need the bleep button for Valerie.
Now we got the E mark.
That's right.
Splits
That's
it
right.
on the podcast.
That's okay. That is okay. Well, Valerie, Bob, thank you for being
Thank
here.
you.
Coach will take a picture of his closet and let you pick whatever you want. And Amy will be very happy to have 2 more items out of there. Chris, thanks again for doing this, man. Any final thoughts from you as we head into football season right around the corner and then basketball here before we know it?
I mean, it's a lot of, you know, question marks of what's going to happen. I still get pumped up for football season. We just got our tickets in the mail today. I'm one of those guys that requested paper tickets, which I know it's kind of becoming a lost art, but I like that. But yeah, I just want to mention one more thing earlier. The other Hall of Famers that I forgot to mention, Derek Druin. This is among that IU class. I want to just mention this really quick. Derek Druin, the 2-time Olympian in the high jump, is also among that class. Tina Waters, who's a great tennis player for IU in the 1980s under Lynn Loring's staff. And then Dr. Larry Rink rounds out the class, who's been an institution. Yes. He's been on that bench for so long. He replaced Dr. Brad Bomba as the guy who sat next to Coach for so long, and he's been with so many programs or different coaches now. And he's just such a great dude and a great part of that staff. So highly deserving for all of them. But I wanted to definitely mention Dr. Rink as well. So
here's my question for you, Chris. If we did IU sports trivia with you, Galen, and Jeremy Gray, rank where you feel how you feel that would end up.
Oh boy. Galen is the human encyclopedia more than I am. And the thing with him is that he can recall specific like plays and games, I can't do that. I can do the numbers, but Galen's on an entirely different stratosphere, so I couldn't even touch him. I've had a lot of good conversations with Jeremy. I think we could probably compete. It would be interesting to see what the sports would be. If it was basketball, I think we'd go head to head. But I think Galen, again, he's on a different level. I really do, and especially when you bring in his football knowledge, I mean, it's second to none.
That'd be tough.
So,
right, we got to do more trivia nights.
So,
this was
we have great conversations. Yeah. We have great conversations, and it blows my mind just what he remembers about stuff. So, yeah.
I agree. All right. Well, let's get out of here, Coach. Any final thoughts from you before we close up?
Just quickly, a shout out to Bob's dad. We now know why Bob is such a great man, because his dad doesn't pull any punches, doesn't sugarcoat anything, keeps him well grounded. No, thanks, Bob and Valerie. It's always good to have you guys on and to see you and Chris again. Unbelievable friend, and we're getting closer to IU sports. Volleyball's kicking off tomorrow. I think they have a match, right?
Yep.
I saw some people tailgating Richie and Joel and all that stuff. So get your IU stuff out and be ready to go to Bloomington and enjoy. I'm looking forward to it.
Hoosier Fan Fest is Saturday.
That's right. Hoosier Fan Fest is Saturday.
I'll be there.
Yep. Awesome. Go there, support the guys. And yeah, let's wrap up here. That will do it for this edition of the Assembly Call. As always, if you want to see us do the show live, you can join us at assemblycall.com on Thursday nights for the live broadcast of our Assembly Call radio recording. Thank you, as always, to Bob Thompson for producing our music and for actually being here live tonight. Thank you to John Ringer of rigdesign.com for designing our logos. And as always, thank you for listening. We'll be back next week to continue our off-season conversation about the Hoosiers. Until then.
Take it from me, Thomas Bryant. Keep your elbows in and your eyes on the rim. Go Hoosiers.
All right, I got to get out of here, folks. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for coming out.
Here I come. This is Stunt Sony.
All right. Valerie, do you know I have a bunch of old drops from you from back in the day when you made an appearance on Assembly Call Radio back in the day?
Oh.
He's got receipts.
One. Yeah.
Bob Knight is God.
That's great.
Let's see. What other ones do I have? I got this one.
Keith Smart for president. I really like Rob Finney.
Yeah, you were big on Rob Finney back then. I think that might have been – I think you came on the off-season after his freshman year, I believe. We did interviews with community members. It was a lot of fun.
Rob was on one of these special guests for the Woodson camp this summer, and the kids were ecstatic that he was there, and he felt the love. It was really cool that he, because I know that when he went to Cincinnati, the injuries continue to follow him. So it's it's nice that he was. Oh yeah, it was great to see him embraced by everybody. So
that's awesome. That is awesome. All right. Well, thank you all for being here. Thank you for everybody in the chat who was watching live, and we'll be back. I don't know if I'll be here next week, but I think Ryan and Andy should be back. So we'll have something riveting to discuss in the off season. See what happens between now and then. A lot of big recruiting weekends coming up, so pay attention to that. All right, everybody.
All right.
We'll see you all soon. Have
Thanks
a great weekend.
Take care.
Yep.
Good night. Thank you.